There's some pretty staggering statistics out there about men and veterans, particularly, and a lot of it is homelessness. A lot of veterans are homeless, and being a veteran myself, I can kind of understand how it all works. I mean, there's an old saying of "stay in your own lane," which basically kind of means don't bring too much attention to yourself. And I tend to be somewhat opinionated. I can be sort of loud at times. This is a character. This is a character flaw, I guess, in me. But I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of injustices too in the workplace. When I worked as a, not so much as an electrician, but when I worked at places like food service, worked at SeaWorld for a while in San Diego. I can tell a story about SeaWorld. Here's a story about SeaWorld. I was working at SeaWorld as a cook back in the early 90s, and my job was paid like $6.50 an hour. Not a whole lot of money. Uh, and basically, I worked as a cook during the day, and just cooked whatever chicken, freaking tostada mix and stuff. And one particular guy that worked there was my boss, and he was a the lead cook, the head cheese, big black guy. Not that it matters, but and he would chew tobacco, which I found kind of interesting because I used to chew in the military, then I quit. But so he ended up kind of down and out. He was working, but he didn't have a place to stay. So I let this guy come and live with me for a few months. Just let him sit on the couch or whatever. And after about a month, um, and we're still working at the job. And after about a month, he started getting really on my nerves because he would just sit there and chew tobacco all frickin' day when he wasn't working. And the frickin' spit cups would be all over the house. So I told him, I said, dude, can't be chewing tobacco in here, man, because it's fucking nasty. And he's like, oh, man. He didn't say much. He was kind of quiet, dude. But he didn't say a whole lot. And so finally he left. And I still worked at the job. Used to see him there and stuff. And then one day, probably about 2 months after he had left, I get called into the office, and there he is sitting there with his boss. They basically sat me down and told me, I'd been there for like 2 years. He said, your performance is not what we need, and blah, blah, blah. And so they let me go. And that's one of the things that I've realized about workplace drama, workplace nonsense, backstabbing. I'm going to get you. Backstabbing other people that work there, that work with you. Just this general attitude of, I'm better than you. I'm going to climb the ladder and you suck. And, when I left that job, I was like, yeah, good riddance. I don't want this crap anyway. Because you're just as a worker, you're not valued really as anything more than like you could be shucking chicken all day, like just throwing chicken in a basket. But they don't really give a crap about you. You're just as long as you can throw chicken in a basket and keep throwing the food out to all the tourists. And I thought about that and how this guy was homeless. And I let him in, helped him out. Let him stay in the house. I even let him spit his chewing tobacco all over the house and stuff. But, it just goes to show that these are the reasons why things fall apart. Because we live in an environment, in a world where everybody is at a different level. You might be here, they might be there. This person's up here, and they can call all the shots. They can tell you you're staying or you're leaving. And I realized that you are not going to get anywhere by working harder. That old saying, there's a saying called, the power of the pen. The power of the pen is much stronger than a freaking bulldozer, you know. And I've learned to just accept that fact and learn from my past experiences that no matter how hard you try, I mean, there's a lot of people say, I've tried so hard. It had nothing to do with how hard you're trying. It's about the power of the pen. The people who've got the power with the pen, like the president, Congress, whatever, they have the power to say yes or no. So the rest of us are just kind of like, stay in your own lane. Don't make waves. But then at the same time, you want to have fun with your life. So it's kind of a balancing act. But I thought I'd share that little story that happened to me years and years ago, 35 years ago, when I was gainfully employed by the great company called SeaWorld of San Diego. And not a very good experience, really, in the long haul. So that's why you got to kind of be careful. You got to be careful in what you agree to do, where you're willing to, how low you're willing to go with your life, if you're willing to shovel shit for nothing. But I like to think I've learned a little bit. It's just old man wisdom, I guess, where I've learned to back off. And even when I moved out to North Carolina, I landed a pretty good job with the fire alarm company. And it was pretty much the same thing there. People trying to climb the ladder and oh, there's the little cat. People trying to climb the ladder and trying to get ahead and stuff. There was some backstabbing going on. And I notice it's usually in these settings that are more formal, say office buildings, stuff like that, retail, food and service, beverage, food beverage services. Those are the industries that are going to have the most backstabbers. You get into some like what I used to do, electrical work. There's not a lot of backstabbing because most of us just worked our butts into the ground. We all had to work together to get some stupid job done. And then at the end of the job, we were all too tired. We just either wanted to jump ship, go to another company, or take a few months off just to recuperate from running conduit or pulling wire for months on end. So those are the things I've learned, my old man wisdom. 62 years old. I mean, those are some of the things I've learned. Also, people in the military. I see a lot of questions on military stuff. What was it like, and what was it? What's the worst thing that ever happened to you in the military? Well, the military is just like any other thing. It's got people in it, and the difference with the military is most of the people, most are males, and most of them are young and impressionable. So you're always going to have some sharks, some kind of snakes in the mix, trying to take advantage of the military guys because they're young. They want a nice car. They want a fast car. They want to haul ass. They want to get behind the wheel of a nice car and go, yeah, while they're, sometimes drinking beers. And that's just the way life is. I mean, young guys got more energy. They're more testosterone. And they want to experience life. They want to have fun. Military, they work you hard, but then you're kind of expected to party hard too. So car dealerships are a good example of those type of organizations that will totally freaking just, I don't want to say the word rape, but they will rape you for an interest rate on a car. They'll get you in the car, but then they're going to give you like 20% interest on that car. So, and they know that these young military guys are impressionable and have little life experience, and they don't really understand how credit ratings work, and finances are not too. They're not too. Some of them are pretty good, catch on pretty good, but by and large, a lot of military guys are just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to live in the moment, want to have fun, want to live my life, want to live my best life, even if I'm in the military. And so, as far as how it equates to being homeless is just these decisions that males make, because we're very visual. We see something, we say, "Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that." Women are not so much like that. They're not going to see them looking for like a Hemi. I want a Hemi in this thing, Charger or something. But men, we're like, yeah, I want a freaking tall ass in this freaking car. I was that way when I moved out here with the Camaro. I bought a Camaro and I was like, oh yeah, I'm balling, dude. But these are some of the trappings that will cause you to become homeless. Too much alcohol, number one. Impulsivity, number two. Unfortunately, being impulsive can really screw you up. It could be anything. It could be doing doing anything, driving fast, eating a lot, drinking a lot, smoking a lot, chewing a lot, too much sex, chasing women, that'll do it too. All these things have a tendency to bring men down the drain. And so, in my experience, in my life, at least in my life now, I've realized that you're best to stay in your own lane, accept your responsibilities, accept the fact that you're not perfect, accept the fact that you screwed up shit. You're not perfect. You got weaknesses. Maybe you like chasing women. I used to like chasing women. Do it all the time back in the day. But those are some of the things, and drugs and stuff. Those are some of the things that bring us down. Women are better at not all women, but women seem to make it a little bit easier than us stupid men, because we're the chasers. Women will just sit there and wait for you to come chasing them, and sometimes you gotta just stop chasing. Just be all right. Just be. And that entails giving up a lot of the things that you thought were the key to happiness. So, take it how you like to. That's my advice. As an old guy. All right, thanks for watching.